Hello and welcome to the 47th iteration of Whoniverse, which will forever now be known as the Whoniverse Show. So what changes with the Whoniverse Show?
Yeah.
Nothing!
It's just exactly the same.
We've got a new logo, which you'll see on the screen if you're watching YouTube. And if you're on iTunes, you'll see a new logo where the old logo used to be.
So, what exactly is this logo? Have you got... You do have a picture of it on your phone, don't you?
Have I not shown you it?
I think you showed me one, but you said it had changed since that one, because the one that I saw... Oh, very nice. Ah, very nice, yeah. The one that I saw was like a lot like what the Doctor Who theme is like now, with the same writing, Doctor Who and Jodie Whittaker's... What are you doing?
Just playing with the microphone.
Okay, stop it. You're slightly annoying.
Okay.
Okay, so... yeah,
Happy New Year!
Oh yeah, Happy New Year.
It's 2020.
Holy hell, it's 2020.
I can't believe it's a brand new year. How's it feel?
Well, you know, it feels new. Squeaky clean. The worst year on record?
Why is it the worst year on record?
Well, because we got... either way.
We had so much Doctor Who this year. What are you talking about? We had
Well,
one on the 1st of January and...
Yeah. One on the 1st of January.
Oh, that was it. Yeah.
Which we haven't yet seen.
No, we are actually doing a bit of time travelling right now because it is actually the 30th of December.
2019.
But when the episode airs, it'll be New Year's Day. So Happy New Year! However, Christmas has just gone. We had our first Christmas episode of Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Whoniverse show. So, what do you got for Christmas, Lewis? Anything interesting? Anything Doctor Who related?
Yeah, well, you know, this... I don't know how to, how to refer to this person without being vulgar and underhanded. So I'll just say this very unique person bought me something quite nice. Doctor Who.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Doctor Who Spork.
Oh yeah.
Very nice in the shape of Matt Smith's screwdriver.
That's the one.
And that's not a euphemism, guys.
Someone really cool must have got you that spark.
Well, as I say, unique would be the way I'd put it, and it's a good job he's unique as well, because any more of him and the universe might break.
Don't know how to take ours when I got you a spark.
Okay, so did you get any presents for Christmas, Jamie?
Well, I don't quite know how to speak about this person. Here's a bit of a bumbling buffoon. Harry Potter reference for anyone out there.
Try saying it 6 times fast.
Bumbling buffoon, bumbling buffoon, bumbling buffoon. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not.
It's a bit. I don't know how to say anything about him without coming across as crude.
Yeah,
and
fair.
horrible.
Okay. So
kind of thinks the world shines out his own bottom.
Kind of does. I can see where he's coming from.
Yeah. He got me a book.
Book?
A book.
To further your knowledge in the field of Doctor Who.
What was this book called, Lewis?
Do you think I remember that?
No, you think I do? I forgot what the book's called.
It was one of the first Doctor's books. It has Rose and it has Rose Tyler and Tennant, Eccleston's Doctor. I say the first Doctor, but the first of the new gen. I can't remember for the life of me anything about it though.
Hang on, what's it called? The Winning Game or something?
The Winning Game?
Okay,
I have no idea.
Win.
I have no idea, man. I just bought you it, man. I didn't read it.
Well, you put as much thought into my gift as I did yours.
Yeah. So you bought something for yourself and then pawned it off on me so your wife didn't find out.
Oh.
Is that not how it worked?
I went in there specifically to buy a gift for you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was
And
looking.
by per coincidence, I was able to buy something for Dawn as well from that same shop.
I was looking for something, but unlimited funds. Sorry, Jamie. That's why you got a book and nothing
you've
else.
Got a wife. That's why it is.
Yeah, she spends all my money.
My wife, however, got me a Doctor Who teapot.
Oh, that's nice.
And a Doctor Who milker, which is the pot that your milk goes in.
Is that to milk a cow? A milker?
No.
Oh, so it's a pot that your milk goes in. I thought you were, one of those big fancy contraptions just with Doctor Who logos on the side.
Because I spend a lot of time in my office.
Milking your cows.
No, like working on the podcast, working on my show, doing my writing, doing my YouTube videos on my personal account, SMX Show, if you're wondering. And I sometimes take 3 cups of tea in there with me. And
3 cups of tea individually?
Yeah, because I don't want to go back down to make another cup.
Do you have a microwave in your office? You should invest in
one. I drink them really quickly.
Or just take a kettle in your office, you know.
Well, now I'll have a teapot.
You will have a teapot, yeah. And hopefully it stays warm enough for you to drink the whole pot.
Well, the teapot is there to keep your tea warm whilst you're drinking it.
Is it bigger on the inside?
Yeah, ideally.
Ideally bigger on the inside.
Yeah, ideally, yeah.
Does it have a swimming pool?
No. It is modelled after a TARDIS. So. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I got. And my son got from his dad. Wonder who that is. I hope that's not a question he's asking when he's older. I got him a children's Doctor Who book, and it's like 1 Doctor, 2 Hearts, 3 Companions.
Oh, I found something really, really fun out. Quick fun fact about the binary vascular system. Is it vascular? Yeah, it will be. Is it cardiovascular system? Yeah. All right.
Just get to the point.
Some people actually have 2 hearts.
So is that just Time Lords Among Us?
I don't want to say yes, but potentially we could have Time Lords amongst us. No, it's a new way of operating for a heart transplant. Instead of replacing the heart, they put a backup heart in, so the original heart doesn't have to work as hard. Apparently, it's much safer because if something goes wrong with the transplanted heart, then the original heart can still pump blood around the body.
That's actually really interesting.
Very interesting, yeah.
How do they monitor that heart then? Like, if you ever need an ECG, how would they know what's wrong with your heart?
I don't know, because you've got 2 heartbeats. What's going on?
By the way, I've got 2 heartbeats.
It's like a Doctor Who thing, you know. Whenever he ends up inevitably, or she ends up inevitably in a medical centre, they're like, why is this person's heart beating twice? Why has he got 2? Surely it's a mistake. You made a mistake on these radiology reports. What was it? Spearhead from space when Pertwee ended up in the hospital, and they were like, "This is a double exposure."
That was it.
Yeah. The reason I found that out about the 2 hearts thing was because I was looking up animals with multiple hearts.
And you found mankind itself.
Yes, I did.
We created an abomination. It's that day I found out that the first transplanted lung came from a vacuum bag.
Nice.
True story. It's in the at St James's Hospital, teaching hospital. Next door is a museum called Thackeray Museum.
Yeah, I live right near it.
The Hoover lung is in there. Never actually been in the museum. Do you want to go one day?
Yeah, I don't mind, but it is very expensive to get in. It's something like £12.50, £15, something like that.
Expensive.
Well, for somebody who is on a budget.
You've got a better job than me.
No, I get that, but there's only one of me working, where there's 2 of you.
We won't get into that. So it's an interesting episode of this, because technically Doctor Who is airing today, or aired today, depending on when you're listening to the show.
We're listening to it today on the 30th, so it hasn't aired yet. But we are excited. We are very excited.
And we'll go into why how excited we are later on. But before we come to that, we've got our last poll today.
Yeah. Voting
in the TARDIS, searching for the best Doctor Who special.
I honestly didn't see it coming down to this.
So, yeah, we had a landslide win for Husbands of River Song at 56%.
I didn't particularly,
I didn't think it would win.
I didn't think it would, but I didn't particularly hate the episode. It was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought Twice Upon a Time would win.
Twice Upon a Time was definitely.
I thought Return of Doctor Mysterio.
Oh yeah, Doctor Mysterio as well. That was an excellent Christmas special. It's not Christmassy though. This is the thing.
It's set at Christmas.
It's set at Christmas.
It's as Christmas as Die Hard.
Yeah, but Santa's not in it. There's no snowmen. You know, there's no nothing. It's like
Santa's not in Husbands with a Song either.
Essentially, it's but there's a
Santa's not in Twice Upon a Time either.
There's a Christmassy looking town in what is it? In the Husbands of River Song. So you sort of get away with it like that, and there are Christmas trees.
It's snowing all the way through Return of Doctor Mysterio.
Yeah, but it's set in the middle of a city that has no sort of romanticised vision of Christmas. You're looking at something that's akin to Marvel superheroes rather than Doctor Who as well. And although I thought that it was a brilliant storyline, I enjoyed the Return of Doctor Mysterio thoroughly. I think I enjoyed it more the second time round.
That's my favourite one on the list.
I love it at the end where he's just holding up the spaceship. Excellent.
I'm so strong.
Yeah.
He talks like this all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, we had Husbands River Song at 56%. Last place, no surprise for me.
Resolution
6%.
Yeah.
Twice Upon a Time 26%, and Return of Doctor Mysterio the 12%, which is a really sad number.
I honestly thought that this would be a 3-horse race, between Mysterio, Twice Upon a Time.
But poll is actually still running for another day because I've got the timing wrong. If you got your phone out right now, but I think the numbers will be slightly different.
Yeah, but I mean.
The winner would still be the winner. Resolution would still be in last place.
Unless we've just received like 100 votes for one of the others. How many votes was it total?
When I last looked, we were about 100. We were at. I always do the if I've overdone it by accident.
Yeah.
Like I did this time with the timing, I always take the reading at 100 votes.
Yeah.
So you can see 56 people voted for Husbands River Song, for example.
Oh, I see you've edited all the Whoniverse show page and everything to reflect the new.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Twice Upon a Time won. No, I'm joking.
so don't watch more up to date. This is live.
More up to date live. Doctor Mysterio 11.3%.
It's gone down.
Yeah, it has, and Husbands of River Song has gone up. So has Resolution though. Twice Upon a Time's gone down to 22% of the vote.
22?
Yeah, Husband of River Song has gone up to 58.9% of the vote, and Resolution has gone up to 7.7% of the vote. Total votes 168 currently. There's 21 hours left on it. By the time this airs, there will be no
There's
time
no
left.
point in saying how
There's
long
no
left. Is Sergey around?
Yes, Sergey is here. Hello.
Hey, Sergey.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Sergey. Well, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Siberia.
Hello, Sergey from Siberia. We have a comment from Walsh Caitlin. I wonder if you can do us the honours of reading out her tweet.
Hello, Walsh. Let me do you honour, yes? Guess I'm not much of a shipper. Hard when all I see is Dr. TARDIS Endgame. So Twice Upon a Time tops it for me.
Sergey, I don't think you understand what shipper means.
No. No, I don't.
So shipper is when there's like two characters, and when you ship them, it means you want them to get together. So like, for example...
right, like trapped in a ship together.
I don't know if that's where it comes from. So like, for example, a lot of people shipped Doctor and Rose as if they wanted them to get together. It means they shipped them. Okay. So Walsh Caitlin did not ship River and the Doctor being together.
Okay.
Get it?
Yes.
Sergey.
Hello.
Don't forget, our listeners can email in at thewhoniverseshow@gmail.com with their own comments on the poll, so you don't have to vote if you want. We got one from Danielle Brown. Sergey?
Niet.
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 Are you reading?
Danielle Brown, hello.
Sergey left us for a moment.
The connection broke, what can I say? I'm channeling him from Siberia. Resolution is my favorite. Which you'd think makes sense when I tell you I only started watching the show when Jodie joined. However, I went back and watched the entire library of Doctor Who. This is this past year, except classic. And I still feel Resolution trumps them all.
Well, Danielle Brown.
It's a very bold
you're wrong.
statement.
Yeah.
It's a very bold statement.
You're very
Danielle
wrong.
Brown. I think...
was Resolution a good episode?
I think...
Yeah, it was, yeah. Was it a good special?
You've got to you've got to see it from the point of view of somebody who just comes into Doctor Who, though. You know,
Let's
like
say your first Doctor is your favourite Doctor.
Your first Doctor is influential. You know, like I didn't like Tennant as much as I like Smith because you know, like I came in on
exactly. It's the reason your first Doctor is always your favourite Doctor is because that's who you're going to compare everything
else to. Yeah.
Like my favourite Doctor is Eccleston, and that's every time I watch another Doctor episode, I'm like. Eccleston did it like this, Eccleston did it like that. But I lean more to Matt Smith these days.
Yeah, Smith's my favourite, but
I get good.
I get Eccleston because technically I watched the first few episodes of Eccleston's as they were current, but you know, Smith is just, you know, we've gone over countless times the reason why Smith's seasons are
perfection. The story writing, the companions, the episodes.
So I didn't know this about Smith and Coleman.
Oh, sorry, Sergey. I didn't realise you were waiting. That's all. Thank you, Sergey. Bye.
Goodbye, Jamie.
Watching through the podcast.
Yeah.
We've got an audience.
Yeah, we have got an audience today.
Today's episode of the Whoniverse show is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
I didn't realise this, but both Smith and Coleman went on to do period dramas about royalty.
Yeah, The Crown.
And that other thing.
Victoria.
Smith was in The Crown and she was in Victoria. Yeah, which is strange.
It's not.
Well, yeah.
And Karen Gillian went to Marvel to play what's her face?
What did I
Gamora.
watch with Karen Gillian in? She played Gamora?
She played Nora.
Gillian.
Nebula. She played Nebula.
Did she?
And Peter Capaldi is going to be in the next Suicide Squad.
Is he?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Karen Gilligan did it. Gillan, yeah, I thought.
Jumanji.
Yeah, she did it. Yeah, that's what I saw recently. I saw her in that, but she's done a lot after a career in, after.
You know the little girl in the The Man Who Fell to Earth. I think it was called. The 11th Hour.
Yeah.
The 11th Hour.
Yeah.
That little girl was Karen Gillan's cousin.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it a little bit of a family.
She's ginger.
They're both ginger. They both have freckles, you know.
So, I'm disappointed with the result of that poll.
Well, you know.
And Danielle Brown will be the most disappointed with that poll. Yeah. I'm sorry, Danielle.
At 6%, you know, like, and it's your favourite episode. That's got to buy.
Favourite special. No,
favourite special. Okay, fair enough. I mean, it bites enough that that second place. You know, Twice Upon a Time came in second place. But
speaking of specials, a topic of the WhoCast this week. How good will Spyfall be?
Do you know that some people have seen like some sort of screening screen of Spyfall? Like I think some sort of media outlet, they allowed them to see it so they could build the hype for it. Essentially, it's not actually something that I put in the news, but you know, like they say that the hype is worth it.
You were going to say it's going to be horrible.
No. They say
you probably let every single sentence drag. Like, I don't know how to break this to you. They hated it.
But they're saying that the hype is worth it, and that you know, like it's going to be good. It's going to be fantastic. I don't know whether they saw the whole show or whether they saw part of the show.
It'll just be
it seemed
like an extended teaser or something.
It seemed like they weren't clued in on certain aspects that should have been, you know, that should have been present there. But they must have had like a certain sequence of or certain clips out of the
We know a little. There's images of Jodie playing poker with her companions and looking out of her depth as usual. But I'm looking forward to the Doctor maybe being a little bit more confident in her own abilities, much like David Tennant, Eccleston, basically every Doctor before her. They were all, we'll say overconfident.
Yeah.
Whereas Whittaker's Doctor seems to be a bit daft.
Yeah,
like
the Doctor's always
dumb
had
daft.
that.
Yeah, but she's like dumb daft. Like
really,
she doesn't actually feel like she knows what she's. I never got the impression she knew what she was doing. If it wasn't for I forgot what his name is now, Bradley Walsh. What was his character called?
Brian. Brian, is it?
That's Ryan. Yeah,
Ryan.
That's the kid who keeps falling over.
Graham.
Yeah.
We're really bad at this naming things.
Every week. To be fair, it's been so long. It's been nearly a year since we last saw him on TV.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Graham, the episode, what was the name of the racist one?
Which racist one?
There was only one racist one.
What, you mean the one about race rather
Yeah.
than the racist one? It was about Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks, yeah. So the Rosa Parks episode, that entire plan would have fallen through if it wasn't for Bradley Walsh, Graham. If it wasn't for him, that entire plan would have fallen through and they'd probably all died because the Doctor didn't know anything about Rosa Parks apparently.
The Doctor is usually quite clued in history.
Exactly, that's what I found really strange.
That's usually
like you've been around, or you've been traveling all through time and space,
protecting the Earth for many years.
Yeah, and when it comes to history, you're supposed to,
You're supposed to.
David Tennant was always like, I'm always reading. Literally, David Tennant. Yeah. But he was always so interested, and he always seemed well informed as well. Whereas Jodie Whittaker's the opposite.
Yeah, I suppose the thing is about the first season though of Jodie Whittaker, it does seem like she's on the back foot the entire time. Like the adventures are happening sort of concurrently, and you don't get the feeling that she's been left to settle down as the Doctor. So
it's like what Eccleston says in The Bones of You, which you quoted in a Newsy News Network. Yeah. Where it says it takes a second season to really come into your own in a character. This is what I'm really hoping for from Whittaker's Doctor.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. Our poll won't be going live straight away.
Why is that?
Our polls will no longer be Doctor Who specials or anything like that for a long time now. Because they're going to be 4-star ratings of each Doctor Who episode.
Okay, that's going to take quite a long time. Maybe, what are we, 1 week? How many episodes are there so far?
So we're going to have two concurrent polls in the next episode to go through. In the next show.
Oh, are we?
Well, because we got today's episode, Spyfall,
right.
and there's one airing the very next Saturday.
Okay.
So when we come to record
so
on that Monday, we'll have 2 episodes
right.
to discuss and review.
Holy hell, how are we going to do that?
I know.
There's going to be so much of that is going to have to be.
History lesson.
It's going to be heavy news section, like that.
Well, a lot of it we'll cover in Topic of the Who cast anyway. So you don't have to worry about the news so much, unless you want to discuss following episodes.
Yeah, well, there will be a little outro, won't there? So
So make sure you actually keep up to date watching them.
Of course I will. I watch it as soon as it comes out.
You didn't last year.
I did last year.
No, you didn't.
When did I not? Did I?
All the time. I've kept putting out to you.
Watching
let's talk about Doctor Who. I haven't watched it yet. 2 weeks later, I'll have a double bill.
When was that when we were doing the show on Wednesdays?
No, that's Doctor Who hasn't been on.
No. I mean, were we doing? Surely we were doing. Were we not doing this podcast when Doctor Who was last on?
No. We started this show in February.
So we have managed to go nearly an entire year,
without any Doctor Who content.
Just talking about random things that have been coming out.
We've done really well, haven't we?
We haven't done bad at all. And to be fair, once the season's over, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Content.
Yeah, so much content that it's worth going over. Yeah. I can't wait. I'm actually so excited for this first episode.
It's going to be amazing.
And to top it off, it's like a double-edged sword. It's going to be a cliffhanger. We know it's going to be a cliffhanger.
I'm so excited.
But we're only going to have to wait a few days.
Do you know what the second episode is called? The Saturday episode?
No, go.
Spyfall Part 2.
Oh my god! Classic.
It's Doctor. The Doctor. So excited.
So from what I was reading about this,
License to Thrill.
From what I was reading about this as well, it looks like it's just sort of an homage to James Bond. It's not going to be complete rip-off of James Bond. It's just that they're showing
Spyfall's in Skyfall, then we're in the casino, Casino Royale.
Yeah, but it's going to be that they're tilting the hat to James Bond rather than doing like a whole James Bondy bit.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Now this is just this is like sort of off topic a bit. It's still Doctor Who.
Okay.
But like all time and space. It'd be good. It'd be really cool if like in popular culture right now, everyone's visiting the multiverse.
Yeah.
If the Doctor visited a universe where James Bond is real, Sherlock Holmes is real.
Well, they've been to a pocket universe before, like remember
Judaism
when the TARDIS
is in Israel. But by the way, have you heard about Saddam Hussein?
What? Saddam Hussein, who was...
We found his CD collection.
Really?
Yeah, we found him in Iraq.
I knew that there was something going up about that. I mean, how long ago was that?
2005.
I think it was more like 2003 when Saddam Hussein was brutally murdered, and it was brutal.
He was hung.
No, he
saw the video. Anyway, no, let's move on.
Okay. Right, yeah, let's move on.
Spyfall, go.
Spyfall. Okay, so what? Spyfall? What about Spyfall?
River Spyfall.
I wonder if they're going to have intro music like that. They shouldn't, but
Oh, the perfect homage to James Bond. Have like an intro song.
James Bondy and...
Oh no, I'll be so annoyed if they don't have a Doctor Who theme. The one thing I hated about The Woman Who Fell to Earth was the fact there was no opening theme song.
What about... Yeah, that was...
I spent the entire episode thinking, where is it?
What about this then? Okay, instead of the standard opening theme, what about sort of a James Bondy, while the TARDIS is flying through the wormhole, Doctor, I suppose you can't have a gun, maybe something comical like a courgette.
Jodie Whittaker sings.
Does she?
Yeah, she can sing.
Nice. So something comical.
She's a child actor.
Like a courgette that throws through the wormhole? I don't know.
How about it's just a TARDIS going through all the wormholes? Like I've never seen James Bond, by the way.
Okay, that's an achievement.
Thank you. But I've seen some of the intros, so I like the music.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the music videos online, it's just the opening to James Bond. So I've seen them, and sometimes there's like a bullet, and it's just flying through like decks of cards. I think it might have been Quantum. I don't know. Flying through decks of cards and sort of ricocheting off and going up and sort of going through all the people. So what if they did a similar thing with the TARDIS, or if she threw a sonic screwdriver and she got a new one and everyone was happy?
She's a little
that's my biggest pet peeve about Doctor Who, by the way, recently.
What, the phallic screwdriver?
I just don't like it.
You don't like it at all?
I thought, it's the most... I own it, because I'm a collector.
Yeah.
But it's the most ugly thing ever.
It's not... It's
I'd rather
not
she didn't have one.
It doesn't look tech, does it? Like Smith's.
It looks like she took it on a bin. Capaldi had a really nice sonic screwdriver.
Yeah, it was interesting. He never really used it so often.
He only had it in one season because he had his sonic screwdriver, sunglasses.
Sonic glasses, yeah.
Like if I were to rate the sonic screwdrivers, Eccleston Tennant's joint would be bottom, and then it would be Capaldi's, and then it would be Smith's.
What about Whittaker? You didn't.
Oh, sorry, Whittaker's the worst. Yeah, sorry.
So
no disputing that.
Well, weren't Tennant's and Eccleston's pretty much the same, or were they the same?
I just said they are.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
They are the same. If you go online though to buy a sonic screwdriver, it will say Tennant's sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
But they are the same.
They're the exact same.
And then there's River Song sonic screwdriver, which is just Tennant's.
The classic Sonics are very similar to each other. They're very, very similar.
They're more scientific.
Yeah, they look more scientific, but they're very similar to each other. They all...
They've got a little circle at the top.
Yeah, that's the thing. Have you bought them yet? I know that you...
No, I remember...
They were 70 quid for a set of 5 of them.
That was the issue. Like, it's 70 quid for a collector's set.
Yeah.
But it didn't include them all. Like, what was the point?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
And it wasn't even all the classic
not
ones.
all the classic ones. Not all the classic Doctors had sonic screwdrivers.
No, but there was like 7 classic sonic screwdrivers.
Like Troughton and Thingy didn't, did they? Hartnell, they didn't have sonic.
Brian, where are you talking about classic?
Did,
I don't know.
Did Pertwee have a sonic screwdriver?
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, but he didn't use it that often.
Oh, very rarely.
Well, I know that what is it? Tom Baker was always getting it out.
Okay. Is it out your system?
Yeah. No, I just I had to put something in there. It felt
funny if the episode wasn't recording.
That was Jamie checking the time on the episode.
Nobody would have heard that. The microphone's there now.
Yes.
Yeah, because we've got an actual microphone. No, it's going to be a great episode.
Yeah.
Spyfall. Really
I can't wait for it either. You know, confirmation that the light creatures will be in Spyfall. The ones that
that's confirmed.
Yeah. The ones that phase shift through the TARDIS doors seem to be from the off.
A lot of what they've shown is rumoured to be in Spyfall, but nothing's really been confirmed. Yeah. But maybe you can go into those rumours in the Nuvian Who's Network. I was gonna add a soundtrack in, but okay, we'll keep that.
Boom. Okay. So there's not masses in the way of news this week in terms of things that we just haven't. In terms of things that we haven't already said. And currently, I'm just trying to get my house in order so I can tell you about the news.
It's getting worse. Like
it is, yeah. The post-its
it's supposed to be New
smaller.
Year, New Us, and here you are. Why don't you just print it off, man?
Right. So the first thing was that Chibnall gave an interview.
That's a
where
phone number. What's that for?
That's not. That's something else. That's just a post-it note that I need. Okay. Can I not have a post-it note that's not related to the news?
I won't read it out. Don't worry.
Okay. It's not my phone number. Right, so...
I don't actually have your phone number, by the way.
Yeah, I should probably keep it that way as well.
Don't you find that weird? We've known each other for 2 years now. We're on Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
Phone number? No. Anyway, go on.
Okay. So, Chibnall's given an interview recently in which he states you're to guess the theme. He doesn't want to give too much away in advance, but... most seasons of Doctor Who have sort of a theme to them. Last year's theme was family ties.
Okay.
Different types of families and how families come together and how families evolve over time.
You can tell he doesn't have a
That was the theme.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the theme.
Sorry, Chibnall. I'm sure you're a great guy.
So, well...
It's a rumour.
Chibnall's saying... he's quoted as saying, I don't want to talk... I don't want to talk concretely about the theme until after the series is over, but he puts a challenge forward to the viewers to guess the theme as the season's airing.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So that's one thing that I found interesting.
Okay. The theme is, from what we've seen so far, pop culture.
Pop culture, possibly. Yeah, I mean, Tesla fits in there. It's very popular at the moment. What else is there? There's the spy, the spy thing, the James Bond.
Yeah.
What else have we got there?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who's pop culture, I suppose.
That's what I think. Pop culture.
Pop culture, you think? I mean, what else is there in there that would indicate that? Though you're only going off of 2. And very, very loose, I mean...
It's going to be one of those things, but we won't know what the theme is until it's ended. Yeah,
I was thinking maybe sort of wartime sort of oldie theme, that sort of thing. Because for a fact that you've got, you've got people who are before that time as well. Actually, no, Tesla died in 1943, so... sort of like 1920s to 1940s.
Right, we're aging 20s. We're about to enter them.
Yeah, we are.
We're about to enter the 20s.
How weird is that? We're back in the 20s.
We're back in the 20s.
Are we going to kick off another war?
We don't start wars. We just finish them.
Okay. So, right, getting into the next thing. One of the, I don't know whether you've seen the show In Betweeners, and for American listeners, In Betweeners, I don't.
They have an American version of the show.
Is there an American version?
Yeah,
of the
and oh, I know what you're gonna say. Do it.
All right. So there is one of the In Betweeners guys is joining the show for Spyfall, for rumored to be Spyfall. It's James Buckley.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
James Buckley. The rumor is, to add on to it, I don't know if you've got this in your news or not.
No.
Probably don't, because you're sticking it away. Is that this is maybe where Graham, Yaz, and Ryan part ways in Spyfall Part 2, and James Buckley takes over as companion.
So he's going to be. You reckon he's going to be a companion?
It'll be his first regular appearance since In Betweeners, because he's been a struggling actor.
Yeah,
It's like Doctor Who completed it, mate. He's got a YouTube series where he plays video games. He just streams video games, and it's called Completed It, mate.
No, is it? Right, okay. Well, I reckon he is going to be an arch villain.
I can't see him playing the villain type. I don't know where you're getting that from.
I'm getting it from nowhere. I'm just throwing something in the mix.
You're just saying that, so if he is a villain, you can just say,
I called it.
Imagine if he turned out to be the master or something.
Yeah, he is the master.
No.
What if? What if the master comes back?
Right, that's going to be the next rumour I was going to discuss if it's not in your news.
The master's return.
John Sim is rumoured to return as the master.
Really? Sim's master died? Oh, I suppose it doesn't matter when you can go anywhere
Time
in space and
travel,
time. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a rumour that he's going to return with Missy. Because we're approaching the 50th anniversary of the Master, and apparently they may make a return in this as well.
There is something planned for the Master in Big Finish.
Big Finish doing 50th anniversary, yeah. You remember I mentioned it in my solo show?
I saw the artwork for it today. It
looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really nice. A lot of purple.
Well, yeah, Doctor's blue.
Mm-hmm. So the only other thing was every time I type in Doctor Who to Google, I end up with these articles that pop up that is like a doctor that did something, in the modern world. Sometimes it's good.
Oh yeah, I get that as well.
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad and sometimes it's horrific.
Well, that's why I always write Doctor Who one word.
Yeah. No, even I wrote Doctor Who one word in this, and this one was about a Chinese scientist who'd edited the genes of 3 embryos, 2 of which were twins, to give them a higher propensity to fight off HIV. This person's been in prison for 3 years and fined $500,000 because gene editing is illegal in all countries in the world, or as much as I know it is.
Unless you want to start your own civilization. We won't get into we won't get into the controversy regarding gene editing.
What if they edited genes to make Time Lords, though? The science is.
I was pretty upset that I'm not one, so I wouldn't want them to do it to anyone else. I'll just have envy.
Yeah, I know, but
envy is one of the 7 deadly sins.
What if your offspring and their offspring could be Time Lords?
No, I won't allow it.
Vicarious Time Lord?
No, because I'll be jealous and filled with envy. That's 2 deadly sins. I've got one more thing about your Fiona Union Hughes network.
Okay.
Which will take us straight into history lesson as well. What if James Buckley is Valiant regenerated?
Oh snap!
Sorry, I'm just going to keep adding.
Absolutely,
everyone could be the Valiant.
Every single person who's. What if it's Lenny Henry?
Yeah. Speaking of the Valiant, segue. Let's move on to history lesson with Brian.
Hello, Brian.
Hey, Brian. And this week we watched Trials of a Time Lord: The Ultimate Foe.
Did we?
Lewis, please tell me you did. You can't do this.
I know I can't do this, but the issue is I've had a lot to do.
Do you want to know what the worst part is?
What?
In that last hour today, when you were waiting for me, you could have watched it because it's 2 episodes long.
Yeah, I know.
2 episodes.
I know.
You know what's even worse? I've got BrickBox on my phone, so I could have just passed it to you.
Yeah, you know what though? As well, they do an episode of it online where it's just one episode and you don't even have to, because I started it up and I was about to watch it, and then I ended up inevitably getting crap off my wife. And
why were you getting crap off your wife?
Let's not get into that.
Hello, and welcome to Jeremy Kyle. Do we need to do a lie detector test?
No.
Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah, everything's fine.
We'll talk about it after the show.
I'll just...
Don't.
What?
Look, I'm playing the world's tiniest violin. Because nobody cares. Is your wife here at work? No, she isn't. You get hour-long lunches.
Alright, just because you only get a half-hour lunch.
No, you could literally watch the story.
So wait, you get a half-hour lunch and I get paid more than you.
Yeah, so...
Excellent.
How much do you get paid on a monthly basis?
A lot.
It's not a lot compared to some other listeners. So, I watched The Ultimate Foe. What happened to Perry? Well, now we know. Shame Lewis spoiled it, because they did actually cover it in The Ultimate Foe.
Right, okay.
You
It was
piece of bleak.
Hey, it was actually on the special features of the previous episode, so, it's not my fault, because I was just going over something that I'd seen on the
Spoiler
previous
alert.
episode. So Perry didn't actually die.
No. It was actually a really good episode, the final one as well.
Yeah.
And it ended on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Where we thought the Valiant was defeated. The Master popped up in this one.
Nice.
And he's now trapped in the Matrix. He turned all black and white and everything and went still. Like he was trapped.
Oh,
it was like he was in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, but I think in Matt Smith's, it refers to that where all the Daleks and everything are trapped like in vines in the. You can see they go into the Matrix, don't they? They go into like the where the database is stored.
Yeah.
In the episode where he takes Clara from Gallifrey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get off of my planet! I'm sure that's what he says to to Rassilon.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. But it was a really good episode. The Master gets trapped inside the Matrix. Because at this point, the Time Lords don't actually know who the Master is.
Oh, right.
It's just a renegade Time Lord. So they're not aware of who he is. All they know is what the Doctor just told them is that he is my adversary.
Wait.
But
but the Time Lords have names that they choose. Surely, like a name like the Master doesn't go unnoticed.
Well, here's the thing. So we don't know much about that. Just that we're asking who he was. We had a lot of questions for him. We clearly didn't know who he was.
He hasn't become infamous yet.
And he was trying to take over Gallifrey by manipulating the Matrix.
Yes.
Well, he wasn't actually doing manipulating the Matrix. The Master turned up in the Ultimate Foe to save the Doctor.
Really?
From the Valiant.
Why would because the Master wants the Doctor for himself?
No, he's not the Joker. No, he wanted the Valiant and the Doctor to both be destroyed, to destroy each other.
Okay, so why did he save them?
So he saved the Doctor from being exterminated by the Time Lords, because that would have given the Valiant all the Doctor's remaining regenerations.
Right, because they're one and the same. Interesting, and that's why that's the Valiant's motivation in having the Doctor executed.
Exactly. But the Master manipulated the Valiant and the Doctor to both go into the Matrix where he could off them both.
Yeah.
But it backfired.
And he got off.
Yeah, but at the end, we think the Valiant died or whatever. But I don't know.
Is he coming back?
He's there at the end.
The return of the Valiant.
And he was just there, a sheep in wolf's clothing. A wolf in sheep's clothing. And he smiles at the camera and goes,
Oh, that's a good bad guy chuckle.
Surprised his eyes didn't glow.
Yeah,
but it was really good, like clearly foreshadowing what he's going to return, like he's still
like
there in the background.
Demon Headmaster style.
I am seriously expecting the Valley to return.
Yeah.
We don't. Having watched the episode, there was a discrepancy with
Talking
the
about returns,
Wikipedia entry.
When do you think Brian's going to return?
I don't know.
He's maybe going to return in the new year.
Brian, this is where you find out you're fired from the podcast.
Sorry, Brian.
Sorry. There was a discrepancy on Wikipedia. You know where on Wikipedia it says that the Valiant is as a result of the 13th Doctor's actions.
Oh yeah.
What the exact quote, paraphrasing, so not exact quote, for it is somewhere between the Doctor's 12th and final regeneration.
Ah, right, okay, so he could show up at any point.
He could show up at any point still, yeah.
So they've got time to play with him.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. Although it would be nice to have a single Doctor where the Master isn't an adversary. Like, you don't want to I really like Missy / Master. I think it's a great character. Would love for her to come back. But it'd be nice to, like, revive a different character. Like, it'd be interesting to see the Valiant played out in modern Who. With some modern storytelling.
I honestly liked the way that the Master takes himself out. You know, like I honestly think that would be a fitting end for the Master.
Oh, and that guy comes back as well. Goes, Dipper, Dipper,
Dipper. Oh, you mean the mercenary who?
Yeah.
Who steals
but basically,
technology.
what happened was the Doctor had no witnesses to defend his actions, and the Master brought in witnesses.
Oh, right, okay, so he could get out of the trial, and fair enough.
It is a really good. Oh, you need to watch it, man!
Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't watch it. You had one job.
All right, man.
You're gonna do this You're gonna do this with New Who as well, aren't you?
No, I'll actually watch New Who because it's
Interesting.
current, and no, it's not that classic isn't interesting. It's just, you know, justifying New Who to my wife is much easier than justifying classic, because classic's been out for time and new's like brand new, and she knows that when New Who's on, she shuts up and sits down in the corner.
I'm not going to rate this episode.
You're not going to do what to this episode?
I'm not going to rate it.
Oh, rate it. Okay.
Please don't say what you think I said. But moving forward, we will be rating. Can't say it the same way anymore. We will rate all of the new episodes out of 4.
Yes.
Out of 4. And what we'll do is we'll compare our personal ratings with the ratings of the audience as well.
You could say that we're becoming ratists.
You know, I actually had there's this YouTube show I've been meaning to start with an old friend of mine.
Yeah.
Where we review cereal.
Yeah.
And we wanted to call it the Serial Ratists.
That's pretty cool. That's
really clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was working with McDonald's at the time, and I was just, one of the business owner at the time overheard me and my colleague Kieran talking about our business venture. So we were going to publicise it. We're going to put a lot of money into it, like $1,000 each into equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were told if we went ahead with it, we'd get fired.
What the hell does McDonald's have anything to say on that? You know, like, they are crazy though.
To be fair, imagine the public backlash if we got really famous and we said, these guys work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
We've got a show called Serial Ratists.
Yeah, but
copyright Jim Watson.
It's about rating things, like, and McDonald's really can't have that type of say in its staff's lives. For instance,
However, they did. That was my livelihood.
You know the right into the contracts that any intellectual property designed while in the employment of the company belongs to them.
That wasn't in the contract I signed because I never re-signed the contract.
Yeah.
I was really smart.
But that is the way that those companies operate. So technically, if you wrote a book while in the employment of those companies,
that's the thing about
they could claim it to be their own.
That's the thing about 0-hour contracts at McDonald's as well. Yeah, let's talk about 0-hour contract. You could literally be scheduled for like the entire month, and like, all my bills are going to be paid.
Yeah.
And then they could just change their mind, like, nope, you're not working.
Yeah, 2 hours this month.
We've decided we hate you now. You would annoy the wrong manager and lose all your shifts as punishment.
Lose all your hours, and it happened to me on a few occasions.
Happened to me all the time. That's why I'm here, Lewis.
Ridiculous.
That's how we ended up with the podcast.
And this is why we work for a reputable company now.
Yeah. which we won't mention because it's not associated.
No.
Until I get that sponsor from Penny.
Well, she best sponsor us soon.
Yeah, but we won't say Penny's last name.
No,
Because there's no association yet. But I have emailed her asking for a sponsorship.
Have you? Has she got back to you?
I started it slow, soft, saying, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, blah, blah, blah. When she replies, then I'm going to go in.
I don't think she'll reply to you.
And say, what do you think, blah, 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 would like to sponsor the Whoniverse show?
I don't think she'll reply to you like Paul did. She's not as genuine as him, so...
Right, now we know about Paul, so narrowing it down where we work just got very easy.
Not really.
Yeah. So that's it for History Lesson with Brian. I think we're just going to have to...
Without Brian.
Rename it. There'll be no History Lesson for the next couple months.
Oh, because we're dealing with current affairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just until...
Bye. Oh, until
Doctor Who started again. Do you remember when we started with spin-offs?
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed the spin-offs.
Yeah, the spin-offs were
Should have done Torchwood.
Torchwood. There's... I've seen it in...
Is Torchwood on BritBox?
I would think it would be.
I've got BritBox now, forgot to mention.
Oh, have you?
So I watched the Ultimate Film.
Well, you check it then if you've got it, there's some sort of weird spin-off movie of Doctor Who that I've seen in the Game Exchange down there. You know, the one in St John's.
What's it called?
I have no idea.
Is it Doctor Who? What's it called? DR?
No.
Oh, it's a spin-off.
It's a spin-off. It's got nothing to do with the main series except that it's set in the same universe. The Doctor Who verse.
Is it K9 and Friends?
No. It's
Class.
It's not a spin-off.
Sarah Jane.
It's not a spin-off that you've heard of. It's a weird one. I've seen it in that shop and only in that shop. I'll have a look for it.
How much is it?
It's only a few pounds. It's not very expensive.
Tomorrow, when you go down,
send
me a picture.
Yeah.
So what we're opening right now at 7 o'clock.
Oh, is it 7 already?
Yeah. Take a picture and I might ask you to buy it. And I'll give you the money for it.
Yeah, fair enough. If it's still there, that is.
Yeah.
But I don't see why it wouldn't be, because it's a weird spin-off of Doctor Who that nobody's ever heard of or seen.
On to the next topic of the show. Whoniverse or hogwash? Is it real? Is it fake? Will Brian turn up? Is family more important than radio? Apparently it is. Okay, on to the next topic. Gallifrey Gabble. Remember, you too can email it into us at thewhoniverseshow@gmail.com or DM us on our Twitter at Whoniverse We got an email from Joanne Kerr.
Joanne Kerr, listen.
Yeah. Sorry my name doesn't rhyme, but when you shorten my first name, you get a nice surprise. Joker.
Excellent.
Yeah. Anyway,
Joker.
My question to you three is a simple one. Okay, us two now, by the way.
Yeah.
Joanne, keep up. Do you feel the Doctor is selfish for taking companions on these cruises? He's literally just doing it out of loneliness, and it almost never goes well for companions, many of which have died. Thoughts?
Yes, I think that the Doctor is very selfish, but he's not. He is not motivated by those, by selfish thoughts. He doesn't think about it in that light,
he can obviously see the history of everything that's happened to his previous companions. Rose got trapped in an alternate dimension, for example.
There are periods of, from what we can gather, hundreds of years where he travels alone. He or she travels alone. He or she doesn't want to be associated with anyone because of previous.
Yeah, and then I've gotten over it. Let's kill another human.
Let's kill some.
That doesn't make it okay.
But I think that, could you weigh that up, the potential risk in going on the mission or going on getting on board the TARDIS? Could you weigh that up with the potential of what you might learn and what you might see? I would. This is bearing in mind, if I was free and single, I would every time go and get on the TARDIS and go, even knowing, and those companions would have known that what they, not initially, but after the first adventure,
they wouldn't know. But we're so enthralled. The Doctor should at that point step in and say, "Look, this is too dangerous. I cannot."
Like a disclaimer. Sign these disclaimer forms.
Morally, I could not ask you to jump out of a plane with me without a parachute. Yeah. Because literally I'd be putting you in harm's way. but you'd trust me so much that you'd go ahead and do it anyway.
I wouldn't trust you to jump.
Yeah, but if I was a doctor, you would jump out with an aeroplane without a parachute, even though it's almost certain death.
Yeah, but the doctor would have something.
I feel like the doctor has many superpowers. As a Time Lord, can taste the air, know what planet we're on, taste the soil, find the nearest gift shop. I think the Doctor's other superpower is likability, where people just really like her and will follow her anywhere.
Yeah.
Almost like a religion.
Yeah, and it has been alluded to quite a bit in the modern series. That the Doctor does put the companions in these situations whereby they are risking their lives.
Well, that's exactly what happened in Trials of a Time Lord, where the Doctor was abundantly putting his companions in danger.
But unless
and the argument was, I didn't know we were going to be in danger. Like, look at everything that's happened before, and you didn't think to just go back to your TARDIS and take your companion back home, or just keep out of it.
Yeah,
that's exactly what Trials of a Time Lord was about, making the Doctor take ownership of the errors that he's done.
Yeah,
which at one point committed genocide.
But
however,
I think
it ended with, "Oh, it's okay. You're very good. You saved me, so I'm happy."
More people than you've killed. I think each and every person who gets onto the TARDIS, gets into the TARDIS, has to take responsibility for themselves. Yes, the Doctor could be classified as a dangerous person in that there's a blatant disregard for the safety and well-being of the people who get into the TARDIS. However, those people are adults who are making a decision, informed or not. It's not an informed decision when they initially step into the TARDIS.
It's the Doctor's responsibility to do a risk assessment.
But usually,
so it's like you got the fire warden. I don't know what you call him, the leader of the fire department.
Yeah.
We go to the burning house. So you do this, you do that, you do that. One of the firefighters says, "Go inside," and then the house collapses on that firefighter.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that? The person who ran inside, or the person who said it was safe enough?
That all depends on seniority. If the senior figure,
the Doctor. Not the same. Well, that's the thing. The Doctor is the senior.
The Doctor
figure.
could be seen as the senior figure, but when you're talking about a group of friends, it's not the same as a professional relationship. In this, I believe that the Doctor
is a sociopath.
there is an argument.
Describe the Doctor as a sociopath.
There's an argument to be said. However, I believe that each one of those people getting into the TARDIS usually get into the TARDIS under duress of getting eaten by something outside of the TARDIS. And when they are in the TARDIS and the initial adventure's over, they carry on getting into the TARDIS with the Doctor. The Doctor never forces them to do so. The Doctor always indicates that they can if they want to.
The Doctor never states how dangerous it is to actually go.
Yeah,
until it's already happened.
Until it's too late.
Oh, by the way, we're surrounded by Daleks.
Crap.
Well, we can't go back, can we?
But
nope,
I think
they took away my TARDIS.
I think after the first couple of adventures with the Doctor, you would realise as an adult human being that if you carry on down this path, the likelihood is you may be killed, lost in time, or just I don't know.
I don't think some of these companions are even old enough to really, like Ryan, for example. He's pretty much a kid.
He's 20 odd.
He's a kid.
Yaz and Ryan are like 20, 23, something like that. They're not children. They're adults.
But not their brains are fully developed.
Come on, they're adults. They're making an informed decision. At least by the second trip in the TARDIS, they're making an informed decision to get in that TARDIS and to put their lives in danger. They know what the Doctor's about by that point. They know that the Doctor is there to save people, help people.
In season is Whittaker's first season, season 12, or is it season 11?
Season 11.
Season 11 of Doctor Who. Graham says to the Doctor, "You're selfish, putting everyone in harm's way." And then the Doctor felt sorry about it for a whole 5 seconds before, "I'm going to save your life, and then you won't be saying that anymore." And then forget about that. And she just goes ahead and puts them in danger over and over again.
Oh well, yeah. Of course.
People died.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Doesn't care.
People knew what they were getting.
Well, I'm
into.
not saying the Doctor doesn't care.
I think that the Doctor, because of the
because
Donna
of the way was literally a rebound companion after Rose.
She was, yeah. serious rebound companion. How much longevity in that?
You never thought of it like that, did you?
Yeah. Well, I think I'd sort of twigged on, but yeah, she was. Yeah, I get it. Not all companions have ended in a sticky mess, though. You know, like Clara Oswald, yeah, okay, but she kind of got out of it in certain ways. She was sort of, yeah, he froze time for her, didn't he? Who else have we got? Donna Noble, she lost the memories of it, which isn't the worst. Well, I don't know. Is it the worst thing? She became like confident and you know, able to do things.
And the reverse happened with Clara Oswald.
What?
When Clara erased the Doctor's memories of her.
Oh yeah.
So the entire Clara saga, the Doctor doesn't remember.
Oh yeah.
People always forget about that.
Yeah, and then she ran away with a shielder.
In the original TARDIS.
It's not the original TARDIS. It's another TARDIS.
Was it another TARDIS? I thought they had the original TARDIS and the Doctor had a different TARDIS.
No.
I know it had a fixed chameleon circuit.
Yeah.
Because it would turn it into a cafeteria.
They stole that TARDIS from Gallifrey.
Oh.
It was in the original shape of a TARDIS when they stole it as well.
Yeah, the cylinder.
Yeah.
You know when Whittaker's Doctor Who finishes, I don't think I want to rewatch all New Who.
Yeah, I did that recently.
I was waiting for it all
good.
to pop up on BritBox.
I did that in the time between seasons. It's been that long that you can do it, you know, like, so
Yeah.
once Whittaker's season finishes, just get on with it, just do it. Okay, well that was a very good question from Joker. I don't think
Joanne.
I don't think we've had something of that depth before, you know, like.
We just had the first debate on the podcast. We usually just agree with each other.
Exactly. But
Joker throws a spanner into the podcast, deal with it.
But thank you very much for that question. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and don't forget if you can come up with, I think we'll start giving prizes. Actually, I'm going to reply to Joanne. I'm going to give her a gift for that one.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to start giving prizes. I don't know what, Joanne, but I'm going to send you an email today for your address, and I'll send you something. So yeah, if someone emails in and you send a question and we do get a good response out of it. Yeah,
if it's a good in-depth discussion.
Yeah, like this one that we had, you will get a prize.
Excellent.
So that's it for the Whoniverse show this week. Brian would usually be here.
He says thanks for listening to the Whoniverse show.
I'll do Brian.
Okay, go on.
I'm Brian. Thanks for listening to the Whoniverse show.
You can follow me at Elbrook19. Not really, but.
Or you can just follow him in real life. Whilst following me, Beast007, and following our Twitter at Whoniverse Show. Thank you, Brian. And you can also follow me at Watson's Musings.
You can also email us at thewhovianshow@gmail.com.
Read that again.
The Whovian Show? Oh, the Whoniverse Show?
The Whoniverse Show.
The Whoniverse Show @gmail.com. I always get that wrong.
You've been listening to Whovian Whoniverse? No!
Weak!
No, the Whoniverse Show!
Oh, what the hell?
I'm a weak!
Did you say?
It was an accident.
Excellent.
Shut up, Lewis.